Hi everyone, welcome to Two Tall Vlogs. Today's subject is relationships, so I have my lovely husband Nicholas here to answer a couple of questions about being tall and men and women. So let's get started. Oh, and by the way, if you see two fuzzy animals, it's because my dogs, Livy and Teddy, are walking around. Okay, so let's start. So, first question. Ready?
Yes, dear.
When we first met, what was your initial reaction or first impression of me?
Well, I'd have to say my first reaction was a bit of surprise since a woman was talking to me and I had not provoked that response. I'd also recognized that you were quite an attractive young lady.
Thank you.
Which confused me even more. Yeah, and from there, I guess that's all about all I noticed.
You didn't notice that I was super tall?
I did, but it wasn't like, oh wow, tall lady.
Oh, that's good. Did my being tall affect the way you perceived me? So after you registered, okay, she's tall, did you think of anything or?
Not in relation to your height, no. I thought it was cool that you were tall, but other than that, it wasn't exactly the pinnacle thing that I had attached onto.
Cool. How do you feel about being in a relationship with a tall woman?
I feel pretty good about it. It's a solid arrangement. It's good. We could walk at the same speed.
That's true. We both have long legs, so that helps when we're shopping.
Yeah,
we're just motoring along.
Just the hardest part is getting past slow people.
That's really tough. Because basically we're brick walls. Because people don't bother looking up, they just look straight ahead. So they just keep on walking into us.
No, people walk into me.
Oh, well, it happens to me at Costco.
Oh, Costco. You gotta use the cart as a weapon.
Yeah, that's true. So it doesn't affect the way... So I guess it's a positive thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next question. How do you think that the average man regards tall women?
I'd say it's pretty variable. You get your positives and your negatives and your neutral opinions, just like myself. So you could have people with confidence issues, or maybe they had a bad experience with a tall lady at some point, and they made you and
it's not like Pavlov's dog, where you see like a tall woman, you're like, oh my god, you start shaking out of fear.
Beaten by a tall lady.
That's just some guys like being beaten by tall ladies.
Well, that's the other side of the spectrum, right?
Yeah, and I know.
So it's very variable, I would say, based on their personal preferences and life experiences.
And based on whether they have short man syndrome.
True. That's a whole different ball game, though. That's just a very sad example of
it is
how
a really,
people,
it's a sad example. Okay, how do you feel when I wear heels?
I don't feel the same. Doesn't change anything. You're a bit taller, but other than that, they look good.
Heels look good on everybody.
Maybe.
Most people.
They look good on you.
Thank you. But I don't wear them often because it's
well, that's
weird.
Your prerogative.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's my problem. Her head is literally in the middle of the frame.
It's fine.
Sorry, guys.
It's just a furrow.
How do you feel when random strangers and just people in general come up to me on a regular basis saying, oh my god, you're so tall, or, stop us in the middle of, a shopping mall and say something?
So I find it pretty amusing most of the time. Well, for two reasons, I guess. One is just the hilarity of the fact that they make such a big deal over a person who's, the height of the average male, or maybe an inch or two taller.
Yeah.
It's not like you're 7 feet tall or anything.
Although they do think I am. They will say that I am 7 feet.
It's a very skewed perspective sometimes, which is funny because they think they're taller than they actually are.
Yeah, it's true.
So that's funny to watch. And then the other half of it that's pretty amusing is your own reaction because you're so sick of hearing it.
Well,
you can see the disgust in your face.
I should probably work on that.
It's pretty funny.
But it's kind of weird that people will come up to us, we'll be in conversation having, dinner or something, and they feel like it is their God-given right to interrupt us and just to remind you, just in case you didn't know or forgot, you're tall. Did you know that?
You're sensitive to that, eh?
Well, it's just that I've heard it so often, and it's so weird because I don't think that anybody would interrupt somebody to say, P.S. you are short. I just want to let you know you're short.
Very true.
Okay, bye.
But if you take aspects like shortness or obesity or people who are way too skinny or any, like somebody with a mole or something like that, it's very taboo in our culture to point something like that out that could be viewed negatively, whereas being tall is often associated with being, you know, confident or strong or successful or whatever else. It's usually always seen in a positive light. So I don't think people have the same inhibition to bring it up.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why we have a channel.
Could be.
So, what do your friends think or your colleagues think about you being in a relationship with a really tall woman? Do they ever say anything?
I don't think they really care. I think they know you're tall. They've asked me how tall you are before.
Yeah, but they're not like those strangers on the street that are like, "Whoa, Nick,
No.
you're with a tall person."
That's right. Are you sure you know?
Yeah.
Realize.
Okay.
No.
So they're definitely not like that.
No.
That's good. How do you feel when we're, you know, at a party and you can tell when somebody is eyeballing me or is going to interrupt me? How does that make you feel?
I laugh at it most of the time because it's kind of amusing to watch that person give you the up and down, and
Check
you can
out
watch
what
them
shoes
kind
I'm
of
wearing.
think,
Yeah.
she's not wearing heels. How tall
What does
is
this
she?
mean?
I must know.
Does she have wooden legs? What is happening?
There's no stilts involved here.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, and lastly, has my being tall affected our relationship in any way, and how you feel as a man at all? Has it affected your masculinity, I guess?
No, not at all. I don't put any emphasis on your height in regards to how I feel as a man.
You'd be surprised, though. You would. There are some guys that would, they literally will only shop for short women because
Some people need that
they need validation.
leg up, I guess.
A leg up. All right, well, on that note, thank you so much for being here and for answering my questions.
You're welcome.
He may have to come back. Do you have any questions to ask Nick? Send them along. So stay tuned for more questions to be answered. Sarah's going to be interviewing her tall female friends, so we'll get that side of the story. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Tall Vlogs, and always follow us on Twitter to ask any questions that you may have. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.